Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to share with you how to use the REITs to retire. Basically, it's telling you how to use the REITs to collect the dividends and then how to invest in the REITs and different type of the REITs. So let's begin. First, we have to know what is a REIT. REIT is actually stand for the Real Estate Investment Trust. I believe everyone know what is a real estate. Real estate is the properties that you own. So what is REIT? REIT is a company that own a multi properties in different area. So example, there is a lot of the shopping mall, office tower and warehouse is actually owned by a certain company, and then this company they are the listed, so you can buy their share and then they will give you a dividends. So basically the REITs, right, they will distribute about 90 to 95% of the income from the tenant, and then they will distribute to the shareholder. So but there is a lot of the different type of the REITs, so you have to understand different type of the REITs and then find the REITs that are less risk, and then you can find a REIT that is more suitable to you. So there is a different type. Some is office REIT, retail, healthcare, industrial, hospitality. Hospitality in here is the hotel and restaurants, and then some other mix. What does it mean, the mix? Mix means some risk company, they are mixing the office and the retails. The popular example will be the Suntec City. Suntec City have 5 office tower, and then it also is a retail, and it also can consider is a hospitality. So first, let's see what is an office REIT in the Singapore. All these are listed in the SGS. You can find it in their ticket. And then office REIT is majority in the city area because there is an office tower all in the city area. And then you can see a lot of the different type of REITs. And this Manulife REIT is the REIT that are list. They are real estate. The office is in USA. So this one is actually considered a USD instead of the SGD, but you can still buy it in the SGS, Singapore Stock Exchange Market. Yeah, this one Suntec City is a mixed one, but majority is still the office, so we consider it in the office REIT. These are the popular REITs in Singapore: Capital Land Commercial Trust, and then Manulife US Real Estate Investment Trust. This one is in USA. Okay, retail REITs. What is a retail REIT? Retail REITs is basically they are own a multiple of the shopping mall around the world, not only Singapore, and then they are collecting the rental fee from the tenant or the retail shop. Then they will distribute the income to the shareholder. These are the popular one, and you can see there is a Capital Retail China Trust. This one is basically they own the shopping mall in China, and then Tree is they own the shopping mall in Hong Kong and China also. There is a Labor Mall is the Indonesia Retail Trust. So but they are all are listed in Singapore, so you can just buy in Singapore Stock Exchange Market. So these are the popular one. The popular are the Tree North Asia Commercial Trust. This one is in Hong Kong. Fraser Central Point Trust. This one is in the Singapore. They are the very well known like Changi City Point, Central Point, North Point. Yeah. Capital Land Mall Trust is the most oldest REIT in Singapore. They own a lot of the shopping mall in Singapore, including the Tampines Mall, JQ, Funan, all are owned by the Capital Land Mall. So healthcare. Healthcare basically only have two. It's a First REIT and the Parkway. First REIT is on the hospital in Indonesia, and then Parkway is a multiple hospital and a nursing house around the world. So healthcare REITs generally are less risky because the hospital and nursing house usually they are contract with the landlord will be about 20 years. Some is even have 30 years. So this one will be less affected by the economy. So it's a very good risk to include in your portfolio to have the more stable and diversify your portfolio. But I would like to talk about the first risk. This one is a little bit more risky right now because the tenant of the first risk, the hospital tenant, is in Indonesia. First thing is they are having a financial issue, so they might not pay the rental fee to the first risk, and then it will affect to your dividends. Parkway life is more suitable, but Parkway is more overvalued always because the dividends you collect and the DPU is a bit lesser compared to the amount that you put in. But it's still good to have one of them in your portfolio. Industrial risk. Industrial risk is basically is warehousing and then some of the like port. So they are operating the port, and then the most popular is actually the EC Wall. EC Wall is he is operating a multiple port and the warehousing in China, and the Fraser Logistics is also quite popular. They own 35 warehousing in Australia, and there are also about 20 to 30 in European. Yeah. So these are the popular one: the Accenture risk real estate investment and the EC World. Hospitality. Hospitality is a restaurant and a hotel. So this risk is a little bit more risky because right now there is a COVID-19 around the world. So there is no tourists, then the restaurants and the hotel is really affected. Nobody stay in the hotel. A lot of the restaurants is shutting down and the hotel is also shutting down, so they are really affected. But no worries, because eventually the time will pass and the people will start to travel around the world. Once the people start to travel, they will be eventually recover. A popular one will be the ESCO Resident Trust. They own a multiple building, the hotel in Australia, Belgium, the European, China, Asia, Malaysia, Japan, Singapore, all around the world. So this one is the most popular, and it's also the biggest hospitality risk in SGS market. So what is the criteria to look when you want to buy the risk? There's a few criteria that I listed out. I consider these are the most important one. So the first one is a gearing ratio. Gearing ratio is a debt of the company. So we don't want the company to have too much debt. So we want them to have the lower debt so the amount that they collect from the tenants can be distributed to the shareholder. So basically the gearing ratio best is less than 45. Just recently Singapore government have allowed the gearing ratio from 45 to maximum 50. This is because there's a lot of the people, the tenant cannot pay the rent due to the current issue, the coronavirus. A lot of the people cannot pay the companies cannot pay the rental fee, so they increased from 45 to 50, let the company to borrow more money from the bank for this period. Of course, we don't want the company to borrow too much money because there is a double-edged sword. When the company borrow more money, they can either use the money to pay off their maintenance fee or they can acquire more buildings. So you have to be careful if the company having the high gearing ratio. You have to know where they use the money to. Will is a contract between the landlord and the tenant. So basically we want the tenant to be stay as long as possible. Basically we want the tenant to be more than 4 years and above, so there is more stable. The company can have more rental fee to collect it, and then they can distribute to the more stable to the shareholders. Price to NAV, basically we want it to be lower than 1. And the dividend yield, we want it to be more than 7%. With the current condition, it's really easy to get the risk that is more than 7%. So we need to meet these 4 criteria, then will be a good one to go. So some people will ask, where can I do the screening of the risk? So these are the 2 popular websites that I found in Google, which is really useful for me to do the analysis of every risk. The first one is a yield survey. This one is a very good. You can compare the risk. There is ranking in A, B, C, and D. So this mystockinvesting.com is also a very popular website, the blog. He will share the risk table, and then this is also very useful for you to know what kind of the risk that you need to invest. And it also have the market update. I think it's every quarterly or every month. Yeah, I can't remember, but it's a very good website and blog to do the risk screening. So back to the topic. If I want to retire peacefully, enjoy my life after like 50 years old or 60 years old, so how can I get a monthly income? So the best thing is you don't want to do anything, you just every day enjoy your life with your children, grandchildren, and then you can still having the own income. So just now we mentioned that all the risks we want it at least have 7% dividend yield. With the 7% dividend yield, then you can have 3,000 per month, and then you imagine that you want a $3,000 for you every month you collect 3,000 dividends, so it's equal to about 36,000 annually. So with a 7% yield and you want a 36,000 annually, so 36,000 divided by 7%, you only need 514,000 to be retired very peacefully. You don't need 1 million, 2 million. A lot of people will think that how much money that I can be financial free. I want to get out. I don't want to work anymore. So I want to be free. I want to do whatever that I like. How much money I need? I need 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. They don't know how much they need. So the answer is, if you want a peaceful life, $3,000 per month, 36,000 per year, you only need 500,000 only. You don't need 1 million so much. If you have 500,000, then you just simply put in the risk. Then you every day just do whatever that you like. Every month you will have $3,000 to your bank. It's very good. 3,000 in Singapore, you can do a lot of the things. It's not that fantastic. Maybe you cannot every day go to a restaurants, but I believe $3,000 in Singapore is very good for you to enjoy the life in Singapore and do the things that you like. Okay, some people will say, what if I don't have 500,000 now? So this one is I break it down to all the calculations. So I imagine that you save $10 per day. After that, you have $300 per month. Then 1 year you have $3,600. So you just invest $3,600 every year to the risk, and then after 30 years with a 7% interest and the dividend reinvestment, so you will have about 340,000 inside your portfolio. And with this 340,000, and then you times 7%, the dividends that you still have, so you will have 23,000 per year. 23,000 divided by 12 months, you have about $2,000 per month, which is not bad. Every day save $10, every month have $300. After that, I just invest in every year, investing, collecting the dividend. Then I use the dividend to reinvest again. Then I can have, after 30 years, I can have every month have $2,000. I can just retire peacefully. $2,000 per month is more than enough, I believe. Of course, you cannot go every day go to the restaurants, every day go and eat the good food, but $2,000 is enough for the normal person to live in Singapore with a peaceful life. This amount, 340,000, is still not include the capital gain. Imagine that if the price increase every year just increase by 2%, then it will be in a different story. So in this case, we just imagine that there is no capital gain. It's only purely a dividends, reinvestment, and the dividend that you're collecting every year. So after 30 years, you can have about $2,000 per month. Just enjoy peacefully after 30 years. Every day enjoy with your children, grandchildren, just retire. So here I conclude that you no need a $1 million or more to retire. You just need $500,000, then you can retire peacefully in Singapore, or you can do an early retirement and then do whatever thing that you like. Maybe go travel around twice a year, or just stay at home with your family, with your children, spend more time, enjoy the life. Okay, if you like the video, you can click a like button and subscribe. Thank you very much. Thanks. See you.